All right, welcome back. It is Multi-Man Publishing Standard Combat Series in North Africa. We are playing the first scenario, Operation Brevity. The British have finished their first full activation, where they've taken Fort Capuzzo from the Italians, but some anti-tank units that have been here. I've done a heck of a job of stopping the Brits from taking Solemn here. Victory conditions are whoever holds this X, this X, this X, and this X at the end wins the game. Any other result is a draw. So the Brits are close here, but they didn't quite do it. Even they did an initial attack here, which I think they were actually repulsed. And then they did a follow-on overrun with 7th Armored units that also failed, the 2 exploit capable. I mean, it didn't fail per se, but it did inflict 3 steps of losses on these guys. That's why this guy is eliminated. And the other thing they did was, here they took this unit here and put it in a blocking position. This is actually a fort hex preventing an overrun, and in an attempt to slow the Germans down. So we go to the German phase, the access phase, and the first thing they have to decide is full, limited, reaction, or pass. The Germans do have 2 airstrikes, which you can only use during a full activation. They have 3 supply points, so they could do a limited followed by a full, or a full followed by a limited, but I'm just going to be aggressive here. Because it is also the German way that when they're attacked, they immediately counterattack. That's how they were trained. So the Germans, their supply units are up here in Bardia. They're going to burn 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So he's within range. All the German units are within range for activation. So they're probably going to burn 2 here. Can't really tell if anybody's out of supply. I don't think these guys are. Okay, just confirming things with the rules. In theory, because this unit is here, and zones of control and escarpments, these units in theory would be out of supply, although they could be in supply because there's a supply, a friendly unexpended supply unit, but they also have a supply unit used to allow units to be in supply in the supply trade segment becomes expended. Okay, if that was the case, so that's something to know. This guy, in theory, is blocking them from their primary supply. And in theory, they could use this, and that's standard SCS, but they do make a note here. Important exception to SCS 12.1, supply trace during activation only, which is what we're doing. Ignore enemy combat units and unnegated EZOCs. Interesting, and that's because short time of an activation, units had enough onboard supply to keep operating, because each activation represents 1 to 2 turns. 1 to 2 days. So they've got supply. So again, revisiting, everybody is within 10 hexes of the 2 supply units here. So good to activate. Which means the first thing we do is movement. Now, learning from what I did with the British, first one is this guy's tough, but watch, with 12 movement you can do a lot. So that's 1, 2, 3 for the Zoc, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the Zoc and the clear terrain 7, and then 8, 9 for the hex, 10 for the escarpment, 10 for the slope, and then 11, 12 for the Zoc again. So he can do it. He's got just enough movement points to just go around the horn here. In theory, I could probably pull this guy. Well, we'll see, because what I want to do is also this guy is going to go 1. Well, he could just go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll see what I'm doing is concentrating 15th Panzer. 1, 2 here. So all of 15th Panzer is now concentrated. Why are we doing this? Now, it's critical for this to work that these units go away because they're in Zoc. So that's the only stumbling point here. But in theory, if this guy retreats, then they can take advantage of that. You know, they won't be in Zoc. They can move in the exploitation phase. Now, with that in mind, they're going to do an airstrike here. So let's see if it succeeds. Let me pull up my dice roller here. Gosh, makes it really big, doesn't it? Okay, so what we need is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. No +1 DRM for Fort. So let's see if they disorganize him. 3, they do. Okay, so this is burned, but this is disorganized, and that's good for a number of reasons. They will be attacking him. He's halved, but even if they fail on the attack, these units are going to be out of Zoc. This unit can be dealt with. Now the question is, do we use our other airstrike? No, I don't want to, because save it for maybe later. The Germans can use airstrikes in the exploit phase. So that's a good thing. Now, what do we do with the rest of these units? This is an awesome position. 10 defense doubles to 20. I think that'll hold. I am kind of interested in what this guy could go on an end run. So let's see. These guys will stay here. Maybe get some help from this guy to try and attack this guy. And this guy's got to stay here. So the only question is what to do with this guy here. Let me look at this. Hold on. I could pull these two guys out. No, I don't want to do that because then that'll lose me that hex. Yeah, we'll just stay in Bardia for now and advance after combat if successful. This guy has lots of movement, but am I really worried about this guy doing an end run? He could. I'm looking at hexes here to put him to protect the flank here. He could run up. Well, supply doesn't matter. You know, he can 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. He can go for a ride here. So where could I put this guy to block him? 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2. Well, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he's off to the races. So put him back here. This is kind of tough. Let's just put him here. 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Escarpment. Holy smoke. Never mind. I didn't realize there was an escarpment here. So what am I really protecting against? Yeah, that seems like the best place. Okay, so now what we have to figure out is got an attack here. The best odds I can get is 5 to 1, so all I need. Oh wait, and we're attacking downhill. That's a downhill attack. So if we look at the terrain effects chart, if you're attacking down, that's no combat modifier. Oh, and I've got this guy in the battle too. He's attacking down too. So that gives us 3. We only need to get to 15. And there's a lot there. Let's see, 3 and 4 is 7. 7 and 8 is 15. 15 gets us 5 to 1. And then that saves 9 and 6 is 13. 13 and 4 is 17 to 2. And that's 5 to 1. So both these attacks are 5 to 1. And he's not going to advance there. And this is it. So, okay, we're going to do the 5 to 1 here first. let's pull up the CRT. So, and our dice roller. And we need 2d6 for this. At 5 to 1. So, which attack do we want to do first? Let's just go ahead and do this one. That's a big one. So, looking at 5 to 1. Oh my, D3R5. And the first hex retreated is zone of control. Can't retreat here. Zone of control, zone of control. So he is eliminated. And, why not? Let's just advance that guy there. Is that 2? Gotta check everything. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then he's got to drive along here. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then he hits this guy. So I think that's good. And then we have the 5 to 1 here. Let's see what that looks like. Unbelievable. They really rolled snake eyes. Oh my gosh. Who's going to lose a step? Well, let's see what happens to this guy. Or what happens to this guy? 4 to 2. Or 3 to 10. That's a tough one. Oh, but he's part of my... No, I don't want to do him. Let's do him. Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. I was trying to set up to do an overrun here, and now they can't. Unbelievable. That would have maybe done it. No, that would have done it. Well, they rolled snake eyes, so... but the only thing that saves the Germans for exploitation is they got a disorganized on him. But now they've got this airstrike, and they're not going to be able to use it anymore. They have to use it this turn. What we can do is a limited overrun, and then the rest of the units can come through. What do I need to get a 5 to 1 against this? I need 15. So, what gets me to 15? 4 and 9 doesn't get me to 15. Does anybody get 10? Doesn't get me to 15. 6 and 8 is 14. Doesn't get me to 15. I have to use my 2 strongest units. 9 and 8 is 17. Okay, figured out math here. 6 and 9 is 15. So that's what we'll use. We'll use the 9 and the 6, the 33rd and the 1st to the 8th. So this is a 5 to 1 again. And let's see if they have any better luck here. Okay, that's what they should have rolled last time. D2, R3. I think the unit is going to be gone. Okay, so this guy is destroyed. Let's see. And then let's just do advance after combat. I think I did the 6 and the 9. But they are allowed some more here too. Alright, the Germans are going to be aggressive. And it was a retreat 3, so they can go 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3. So this guy is going to go to here. This guy is going to go to here. And then we're going to use our last airstrike here. So kind of use it or lose it. And let's do one dice. Yep, they got it. So now these guys are disorganized. Wow. No, Zoc doesn't extend across here, but Zoc does extend here. And then these guys can go for exploitation phase. Well, if they're doing overrun, they can't use roads. So that'd be 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for an overrun. So we'll just do something risky here. Put it all on the dice. These guys are going to move through here and attempt an overrun here. Wow. The only... let's say I left this guy here. Because that's a victory hex. Okay. So then these guys move through and attempt a 12 and 6 is 18. Oh, they're going to get a shift. But then there's a leader loss. So let's do the numbers here. 18 and a half is 9. 9 to 12 is 1 to 1, but they've got a leader, which would take it to 1 to 2. And they'd need a 10, 11, or 12. That doesn't work. I forgot about the leader. Okay, since I'm playing solo, I can cheat. Let's just apply the disorganized on this guy. And then these guys will come through here and overrun him. That's too strong. Oh. Let me think about this. Hold on. This guy's going to be 4. He's going to go to 4. I could do 2 to 1 and come through here. Okay, I'm still cheating here. This guy actually, during advance after combat, came here. So now he's defending this hex again. I don't know if it'll hold. And then these guys come here and overrun here. Okay. Okay. And we've got a 12 to 2 to 4 is 3 to 1. Okay, 3 to 1. And that's because... Oh, and they're attacking uphill. Holy smoke, nothing leaves to 1. Attacker halved. Oh gosh, they're not even going to do that. Okay, this is really problematic. Okay, take 3 of my cheating. Let's leave this on the original result. And let's make these guys just move here. And this will be removed at the end of the phase, so I'll get rid of it now. Okay, this guy's holding Fort Capuzzo. And the main British striking power is right here. I don't think the Germans can take it, but... Okay, and the Germans expend 2 supply points. And this guy is here. This guy doesn't need to move. Alright, so that's the end. I believe the Brits have... Okay, so the Germans have used all their airstrikes. And the Brits have won. They could do a full activation next turn, but unfortunately these guys are disorganized. Okay, so that's it. You did see me learning and cheating again. But ultimately the Germans... Yeah, I think what prevented them from winning was that first attack on Fort Capuzzo. They got totally stopped with a 2 Snake Eyes, which then messed everything else up, which actually prevented them from using the whole of 15th Panzer for one heck of a massive overrun here, which may have forced that position. So I guess both sides are fair play. The Brits got stopped at Sollum, and the Germans initially got repulsed at Fort Capuzzo, which may lead us to a stalemate because this is the last hex. If the Brits lose this hex, the Germans win. If the Brits stay in this hex, it's a stalemate. Okay. Wow, 20 minutes. This is some good stuff here, and this is really small, too. Getting a good feel for the game also. Understanding how exploitation works. I'd be definitely interested in playing some of the other games, too. I got a number of them. So anyway, thanks if you made it this far. Thanks for listening. Comments appreciated. Click like if you like, and subscribe if you want to know when the next one is. Otherwise, we will see you back for the British response to the 15th Panzer's counterattack. Thanks for listening.